Welcome to part 24 of building our tiny house, and in this video we are gonna get started with the insulation upstairs. As you saw in the previous one, we put all of this wind barrier, so it is actually, the job of it is to hold the insulation from falling down through. Most typically you put the OSB and then put the insulation from below, but that is extremely difficult. Then you have to put it with strings, or you have this pre-made with the paper on top. It is just more messier than doing it like this, and we just put the insulation on top. And also this will prevent dust of insulation falling through. That's what its main job is. It's not like we have wind or any air we don't want to get through. It's mostly dust will not fall through. That's what it's for. So before we get started with the insulation, we actually forgot one job yesterday, or not forgot, we didn't have time. It was evening and dark. So we have to actually put the cables in first, because we want the cables in the ceiling hidden and then come through in the spots where we want lights. So this is the main big lights, the mood lights and stuff. Those will be wired through the walls, but this is the only ones we want through the ceiling. So let's first do that, and before we get started with the insulation and covering it all the top up. And also remember, now a conduit has to go up for the electricity to go to the second floor. That also has to be wired in before we cover it up, because that would be bad to forget. So let's get started first to figure out where exactly we want the lights in this building. I can't see a single thing.
That was a very smart idea.
Yeah,
not?
I guess I should have used dark paint. But yeah, as we discussed with Despera's mom, exactly where she wants lights, that literally was so pointless, I cannot see it. So I guess that's not gonna work. We're just gonna poke through it and find it from upstairs. So we discussed with Despera's mom where she exactly wants the lights. So let's go upstairs, or actually no, just gonna poke through it and do the hole so we can from upstairs wire in the cables. So let's get to doing it.
Yeah, spray painting was not good because it also smells in a very close space. So
yeah. I guess
we wanted to do it just for the visual part, but now the sun came out. If the sun would be out, maybe.
Yeah, maybe you can see it, but okay.
Okay, let's just get out of this.
Let's go
A bitty.
get something to stab it through.
Yeah.
Definitely not for the small cables.
The color kind of looks bluish, the green. Okay, well, those are roughly the holes. We will, of course,
the lights
whenever
we can move around a
Yeah.
bit, but
Okay.
mostly my eye's pretty straight.
Careful. I got it.
Holes and throw.
Yep. Wait, I'm
You can
doing
also
it.
do some cabling.
I'm doing it one-handed. Oh no, don't roll out. Oh no, stay, no.
So we are done with the cables. All of it is wired through, and we also wired out where the switches will go. So we have the switch here for like the hallway, and then we have for the bathroom. We have all of them in their place. So that's all ready and nice and beautiful. And now we were ready to insulate. We were about to be like, okay, let's insulate. We're gonna be really quick and done. But then I realized I forgot to plane. So I have to plane like this one's here. The bracing between is sticking higher than the wood that we had below. So it's two different batches of wood, of lumber that we got, and some of it was 19 centimeters and 19 and a half, as we explained in the other video. It is kind of a bitty random, which makes no sense for a wood place to be cutting two different sizes. I guess there was something messed up with the orders or just on the saw. But that's the problem now we have. It is all kind of dried the same amount. They all were dry wood. So in theory, they should be all dried to the same equal amount. It's not like it's wet and dry, which then you would have a bit of a difference. It's all the same material. But now I'll go over with the planer and plane just the parts that are sticking a bit up. I'll go over with the level and just like grind over it and see if it is all like connecting nice and smoothly. You know, if I can pass over it, then the OSB will also not have a bump, because we don't want to have a bumpy floor. So let's get that finished.
Yeah, we did do on the bottom. Like one side we could do all nice and flush, but...
Yeah, we did the bottom flush,
nice.
So the plasterboard goes nice and flush. And then I said I will plane the top, but I was supposed to plane it a long time ago and I forgot. But now I have the vacuum cleaner on it. I can plane it even now as is. I'm not going to make a big mess. The walls I've done already. I think all these walls are already done. So wherever it needed, which was not a lot actually, was better than I expected. But it does somewhere mess you up a bit. So let's get the floor done. Floor is definitely something we want straight. Works really well. I mean, it's meant for it. Meant to fit in there.
At least it fits in this one. The other planer that we have, it doesn't fit, so we have to like kind of mess around with it, like the vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, it doesn't fit for some reason.
This one fits perfectly.
So as you can see, we are finished. Well, I don't think you can see actually, but it is all planed and nice and straight. I could have done it if I really wanted with a laser, but as I know this wood, I definitely don't think a laser would work here. I would have to plane off like centimeter off everywhere almost, so that wouldn't be very useful. It is definitely not going to be perfect, like, you know, with calibrated wood that you get, but it is going to be definitely all nice and straight, so you don't have any bumps anywhere, and it looks pretty good. So as long as the OSB sits flush, it is going to be perfect. So in the next video we're going to insulate, put the wind barrier, and then after that we have to continue on with putting on the OSB and then go upstairs. So we're going step by step, but in this way we are also not needing to come back to it, and we have a nice floor to walk on, so we can build nice and safely the second floor. So hope you enjoyed this video. I'm going to see you in the next one. We'll continue on with the floor here for the second floor. Oh, hot. I'm going down. Ooh la la.